Hey everyone, Mark Daniels and Chris Mason here from MassLive, coming from another day at Patriots Training Camp. And today, the pads came on. We saw some contact. There were talks to some contracts. Chris, there was a lot that happened today.
There was, and I think this was maybe the offense's best day of the summer. Probably was the first team offense, anyways. We'll dive into this a little more. But first team offense, I thought largely looked really good. The linemen held up well in one-on-ones too, and the run game, there were holes there. I thought it was really encouraging because the offense has not been great to this point.
Yeah, Jacoby Brissett went 8 and 9 and 11 on 11s, and I thought it was by far his best day. I thought he had a few highlight throws. One was to Tyquan Thornton, as he's walking right behind us right now. He was awesome, but I'm not saying that because he was just behind our camera guy, Nick. Jacoby threw an awesome pass to Tyquan Thornton, just over the shoulder. It was really nice. He also had another deep ball to Javon Baker. By far, I thought his best practice. To me, Chris, it looks like the Patriots' week 1 starter, but I think their best bet going forward really is to have the veteran start.
Yeah, I think that he's definitely well ahead of Jerod Mayo right now. But I thought his strike to Javon Baker was notable too. Baker went up in double coverage, 30-yard gain, huge play. But it also showed you that Baker's with the ones now. Like, he was out there with Brissett and that starting offense. So he's climbing the depth chart. He keeps making plays, and I think he's obviously got Jerod Mayo's attention.
I think conversely, I thought the rookie Drake May had his worst day at Patriots Training Camp. And now I wouldn't sound the alarms, I wouldn't freak out. I had him 3 of 11 with an interception and 7 on 7s. But Jerod Mayo told us, even going into the camp, they're like, listen, a rookie quarterback, he's going to have ups and downs. He's going to have to ride the wave. But they want to see him getting better. I think over the last 2 days, Chris, we've sort of seen him hit a bit of a wall here, and it'll be interesting to me to see how Drake improves going on.
I agree with that. And so coming into training camp, Jerod Mayo made some waves by saying that Jacoby Brissett was the most pro-ready, which I thought was crazy. Like, talk radio was going nuts with it. Like, oh, does that mean Drake's not pro-ready? And, you're seeing it play out here where Jacoby Brissett is absolutely the most pro-ready quarterback on this roster right now. He looks more polished than, honestly, anyone they've had in camp in a couple of years. And so, yeah, I think that right now he's clearly in the starting spot, and Drake's going to have to win that job from him, and he's going to have to make some progress.
And now we can talk about some of the weird things that happened at camp. So
there were a bunch.
First day of pads, Matthew Judon comes out, and he was not in pads. He was in sweats. He was sitting on top of, I don't know how to say, some pads. And then he had an animated, long conversation with Jerod Mayo, left practice, came back out wearing sandals, and had an animated conversation with members of the front office. Chris, it was a very interesting day for Matthew Judon, who did not participate.
Yeah, I thought it was really strange, too, that, initially he was just perched on a set of pads that were right back here for all of warm-ups, and he was talking to Jerod Mayo for a bunch of the first period, and it seemed like a normal, cordial conversation. But then, obviously, at some point, things escalated with him, and I don't think that was expected. Beyond Judon, you also had Javon Baker, who wants a new contract. He's been very candid about how he doesn't like playing with no guaranteed money left on his deal. His agent, Rosenhouse, was here today. After practice, Baker and Rosenhouse were just standing right over here, right by the entrance. Just, who knows what they're talking about? Probably something contract related. And it's really just strange to see all these things happening in public. It's one thing. Yeah. Conversations happen between players, agent stuff, all the time behind closed doors, but out on the practice field, definitely new.
And I'll say this, Baker's agent, Rosenhouse, was talking to Mac Rowe, the front office, Robin Glazier, who has a high-ranking position here in the Patriots, and then he was also speaking with Jerod Mayo after practice. We'll see if that leads to anything.
So certainly not a boring day at Patriots Training Camp, and we'll have more of these videos for you guys as the summer rolls on.